fucking live.
On Sunday, motherfucking morning.
Yeah. Introduce yourselves, boys.
I'm TJ, lead vocalist of In the Kingdom of Nightmares.
I'm Luke. I'm guitar player for In the Kingdom of Nightmares.
I'm Gary P. I play drums.
I'm Chris Manos. I'm the other guitar player.
And our bass player, Brucey Grooves, it's his birthday, so we decided to give him a day off.
Oh, hey, a buddy of ours' birthday's today.
It's actually a lot of people's birthdays are today. It's one of our friends, Phoenix Fire. He is an escape artist. He's known worldwide. He's amazing. It's his birthday today. We had him on the show last night, actually, to celebrate his birthday. It was a lot of fun. And then it's my brother's birthday, and it's my cousin's birthday, and it's my other brother's birthday. It's a good day to have birthday today, I suppose.
I'll tell you what, I'll have a drink for everybody's birthday today.
I like
Breakfast
this dude.
beers in the boneyard.
Fuck, we haven't even started. Jeez, that's awesome. So, okay, so you've introduced yourselves. So what's the name of your band and where are you from?
We are In the Kingdom of Nightmares. We are from Central Maine. We're based out of Harmony, which is kind of a central spot for all of us because we're spread out all over the state. We all drive about an hour to practice, except for Gary, who's like 5 minutes away. But it's a good central location for us. So,
right on. That's awesome. And what are you guys up to? Like, what currently are you guys doing?
Well, because of the Rona, we haven't been able to play any shows or anything. So we've decided to take the last year and a half. It's been a year and a half since our last show, roughly. And we have taken that time to just write. So we have like a whole album of new material pretty much ready to go. We've demoed some stuff already, and we're writing a few more, and then we'll probably in the fall we're going to head back into the studio with Evan Sammons to record a follow-up to our EP Requiem that we put out last summer.
I was going to say.
Right on. And what was the process like putting that together?
We have a pretty loose writing style. Like a lot of times Chris will come in with a riff or Luke will come in with a riff or a partially written song. And then we kind of dissect that and just put it together and see what feels right. Everybody throws their suggestions in. Like everybody in the band is a pretty well-rounded musician. So everybody's able to say, hey, why don't you try doing this on guitar? Or why don't you try this drum part here? Or try singing this part like this or whatever. So it's a very collaborative effort when we write. There's not really one person that really writes everything as far as the music goes. Sometimes I'll even come in with a riff or a song or something,
Right on.
So it's a good process because everybody has their input on the song. So it's instead of just one person taking care of everything.
Yeah.
No, it's pretty nice how you guys gel like that. It's hard to find people to play and gel like that. Now, you guys have been playing together since 2008, is it?
Yeah. Well, kind of. Yeah, Chris, Gary, and I have been playing together since 2008. We were active from 2008 till 2011, and then we kind of split up and did our own thing. And then back in 2018, Gary moved back to the area from Florida, and we decided to give it another shot. And we've been at it since. We added our bass player Bruce and another guitar player, our friend Tyler, who was in another band with us.
Yeah.
And then Tyler is a busy dude, and he had a lot going on, and he has another band, so he had to step down. And then we luckily found Luke, who's been like just a wonderful fit for us. He walked right in the door, and it was just like he'd been playing with us all along.
He learned our 5-song EP. His first practice, he played all 5 songs almost flawless.
Yeah.
So we're yeah, fucking dude.
Yeah.
Nice.
Here you go.
We're not letting him leave the studio without a confirmation.
Yeah. Well, you can.
Nice. It's nice when you find that balance and that even flow between everybody, and it just kind of works.
It saved us a lot of hassle of trying people out 10, it's a long time. Long
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
He just happened to walk in and was like, yep, this is the one.
And he's been with us since October, November. So
yeah.
Nice.
Well, it's a
Right
huge
on.
investment when
Songs,
it
yeah,
comes
he's
right down to it, right? Like you
What's
put
that?
all this time and effort into these people, depending on these people, and then you never know where life takes them. As you said, the other
Right.
guy's so busy he had to step down, and then you put all that time into that, and then yet fortunately he steps up and instantly fills that spot. Like he almost didn't have to take any step backwards, and that's pretty good.
Yeah.
He got pretty lucky. And the other guy gave us like 6 months in advance before he was getting done, so he gave us plenty of time to find somebody else.
And that was one of the things with the Corona thing. It kind of helped us too because we had no shows scheduled. In the past, in like other bands we've all been in, there's been situations where somebody's gotten done and we have 5 or 6 shows lined up and we have 3 weeks to get this person ready.
Right.
And so they never get a chance to really like
Learn the full set.
hang out with the band, just gel, do all that stuff because it's like we got to get this person in and we got to get them, because we don't want to cancel shows. And
It's not just making music.
Right.
Personality's a big thing.
It's not just making music.
Yeah, there's a lot of moving parts,
There's a lot of moving parts. We're just one big family.
Yeah, which is nice. It's really nice to hear that. It's nice when you know that there's bands out there that are really pulling together for the entirety of it and not just to be on stage or just record or just play or just this. It's the entirety of what's going on.
I mean, I like the guys enough. I'm getting married next June, and they're all in my wedding. So
No, that shows a lot right there, right?
So
That's awesome.
We've been together in 7 years at that point. So I'd say, we feel pretty good. Except watch over this Manus guy in the back, though.
Right on. That's awesome. So you had mentioned that there was one aspect of how the Rona had helped. So is there any other ways that it's helped? Because we don't really like to focus on the negative bullshit. Like enough people are doing that and enough negative stuff is happening on its own that we kind of like to focus on the positive things that have come out of it. So like what other positive things have come out of it for you guys?
I think really for us is just it's given us time to hang out and not have to feel like rushing because we the way we're spread out in our work schedules and life schedules and everything else is because as most people know, music isn't something it's hard to make a living off from. So we've all got work. So we do this as we like to say, we're a dad band now, because everybody's got kids and
dad rock, baby.
We love playing music and we take it super serious, but this whole time has given us time to just kind of hang out with each other, and not have to force the writing process. Like the writing process has just happened naturally. So it's been a lot of time. There's no stressing about writing to make sure we've got enough songs for the next EP or whatever. It's just been able to focus on writing, getting the songs super tight, being really nitpicky with them. And a lot of times you don't have that chance because you're playing shows and you're doing other stuff and you're trying to work everything out in between that and the limited amount of time you have.
Right. Yeah. There's a lot of different things that you have to do when it comes to being on the road and moving around. And plus, like you say, having jobs on top of being musicians, so it's kind of nice to know that there are bands sticking together and still working through it and taking their time and growing with it. Because I don't know how it's been for you guys. I know you had mentioned earlier that things are starting to open up for you guys. Now for us, we've lost probably 80% of our venues. And we've lost probably 80% of our bands as well, of our musicians, whether they've been disbanded or they stopped playing or other circumstances have happened. So what's it like there for you guys? How's your music scene? Do you guys have like a tight community?
We have a very tight community, but we lost the best venue in the state due to the Rona, the Club 212. It's he shut it down. He had to.
Yeah. And
we've lost like 4, 5, or 6 big major music venues down here where people come, like serious musicians come to play.
Right.
Like fucking you name them, they probably played at these places.
Yeah. And it's been a situation where the community here is really tight because Maine is a big state, but it's a small state. It's like one of those states you go anywhere in the state and somebody will be like, jokingly will be like, do you know so-and-so? And like 5 out of 10 times you do know that person. It's like,
state, small population.
Right. Yeah. It's like 2 million people and it's one of the 1.3
Yeah.
million people in the entire state. So
I got a good story to that when you're done. Yeah.
I compared them to
So it's going to be weird going forward for shows because Maine never had an abundance of venues anyway.
Right.
A lot of the stuff in Maine is very do-it-yourself type venues, backyard shows. And of course, Maine in the wintertime, I'm sure, is just like Canada, it's brutal.
Yep.
In the wintertime, it's 30, 40, below, and it's just horrendous. And so in the winter, Maine almost shuts down normally anyway for shows. They're very few and far between. And then it's like spring through fall. And so it's going to be interesting going forward because we did lose some bands too, because it's, people just, haven't been playing. Whether they'll end up coming back now that things are opening up or not, I don't know. But it's definitely hard. It's been a hard thing.
Yeah. We weathered the storm, though. We weathered the fucking storm.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. It's nice to hear that people are still going.
Right. And we were talking about that last night, whether in the storm, whether we're in the same fucking boat or not. We're all in the same storm.
Well, I've been saying same storm, different boats. Some of us are in yachts and some of us are on fucking tattered rafts, right? Like,
rougher weather than us.
Well, yeah. We're all going through the same thing, but we're all going through it in different ways.
100%.
So, we had a conversation backstage about how things are in Ontario versus how things are going for you guys down in Maine. And I was not surprised to see the look on your faces when you guys had, no idea of some of the things that were going on up here in Canada. Yeah. So, it's just, it speaks to how things may or may not go in the future, I suppose.
Well, us Americans care about you Canadians, just to let you know.
Say that again, sorry?
I said us Americans care about you Canadians.
Well, we appreciate that because, a lot of us need long, awkward hugs at this point.
Yeah. Well,
like we said, we're in Maine. Half of the U.S. thinks we're part of Canada anyway.
Or Maine, what state is that in? It is a fucking state, you numbnuts.
Never mind. I live in Niagara Falls, Canada, and people go, do people live there? Do the falls turn off? And I usually say, yeah, they turn off at 11 o'clock when they roll up the sidewalks and they deflate the Skylon for the night.
Sounds like a flat earther.
Man, I didn't think we were having a show about rabbit holes.
30-day bans because of the flat earthers.
Right. So, you wouldn't believe the things that we get asked about this place, man. I get asked all the time if people live in Niagara Falls because, people just think of it as a big waterfall. They don't think of it as a city. And if they do notice the tourist area, right, because we are known worldwide for our tourist area, they don't think that there's residents that live in the city. Like, I've been asked if we get bussed into work. And is there apartment buildings where the people that live in Niagara Falls or work in Niagara Falls live? And so, I've been asked some stupid fucking questions.
You live in the fall. You live in the falls, correctly?
I live in Niagara Falls City. Yeah. You just part the falls and walk in underneath, right? You can. Now, hang on. You can walk behind the falls. It's called Journey Behind the Falls, and you actually can go down in and walk behind the falls in caves. But, not in the sense that people ask about how do you live in Niagara Falls? Because we get that, how do you live there? Well, we live in houses. And we drive these things called cars to work. So...
It's like they don't think it's a town or a city. It's just named after the falls. Well, it's named after the falls. People that live there.
Yeah, there's a city in New York called Niagara Falls, just the other side.
Yeah, and like and it's funny too because I'll be like, I live in Niagara Falls, which we have this little town called Chippewa, and if you guys know anything about movies, you know that James Cameron is from a little tiny town called Chippewa.
Yeah.
So I went to the same high school that he went to, actually. But yeah, it's so funny. People, I'll be like, yeah, I live next to Chippewa. And they'll be like, oh, you know that huge city that James Cameron is from? And it's like, it's the other way around. Chippewa is this big.
Right. It's like where Stephen King's from. It's like the second biggest city in Maine, but that doesn't mean anything.
It barely qualified for the city anywhere else.
No, it'd be a suburb of Chicago.
Yeah, my parents are up in New Brunswick there. I came through Maine last year on my way from coming off my road trip up and then cut up through where you guys are. That's a nice drive through there.
Yeah, if you're ever coming back through Maine, let us know, man. If we're jamming, you're more welcome to come hang out at the studio.
100%, I'll be coming through soon.
Sweet.
Awesome. Well, I have to drop my kids off in Newfoundland in the summer, so next summer anyway. We'll see how it goes. We can't go province to province right now. And like we've got this weird thing where like people in the major cities are like, don't come here. And it's like, but we need your money to live. You should come here. We're a fucking tourist town. Like people don't work in this town for like 6 months, 7 months out of the year. Like, we need people to come here.
You know, and most people wear tourist community as well. So
like I lived in Bar Harbor, Maine for 12 years, and it was 6 months of work, 6 months of unemployment, no matter where you were, what you were doing. The grocery store was open, and a couple Irvings. That was it.
Yeah. Did you just say Irving's, like the gas station?
Yeah. We still have some.
I lived in Newfoundland for a year, so I knew what you were talking about. They were all over the place.
Oh yeah.
So that's awesome. So when it came to you guys all getting into music and like getting into the genres and stuff that you did, like for me, I was 13 and it was War Pigs, and my entire life changed. I just knew right there that metal was my life. So what was it like for you guys? What was that one song or that band or that moment in life that turned you?
I could go first on this just because I've told the story before, so it'd be quick for me to get out of the way. Like I got into music when I was like in 4th grade. I was only like 8 or 9 years old, but all my friends were older and skateboarders. So I started listening to like Suicidal Tendencies, Testament, The Misfits, Metallica, Slayer, that sort of thing. But I went to my first concert when I was like 14 or 15, and I saw a band called Sam Black Church out of Boston. Hardcore band. They were kind of like one of the original metalcore bands. And the big thing was with Sam Black Church is their singer was the most insane frontman I had ever seen. Like he was like crawling across the pipes like the alien in the Alien movies and just screaming and diving off the PA into the crowd. And just, I was like, I want to do that. And that was what made me want to be a musician.
For me, the first time I heard Pantera's Cowboys from Hell and I heard the Domination Breakdown, it was over for me. I'm like, yep, this is what I want to fucking do.
They were both around. I was probably in like 4th or 5th grade. First time I heard Killing in the Name of. And I just thought it was cool because it kept saying, fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. So I liked that. But then what really got me into it was the first time I heard This Love from Pantera. The way it went from the soft to heavy. I really liked that. I remember going out buying that album. And I was hooked ever since. And then I got into the New England hardcore scene when I was in like 8th grade. Never looked back.
I think what Gary said, and Chris as well, was basically Pantera getting me into like the heavier music, and then it just kind of evolved from there, I think.
I mean, I love Metallica and stuff too, but when Pantera came out, they just hit fucking differently.
Oh yeah, and Pantera was a huge one too, you know. Bill was like one of the coolest people I ever heard sing like that.
His vocals are amazing.
Heavy, and he was doing cleans, and it was just like,
like high fucking C's and shit. Like, whoa, bro.
But he got into metal because of Rick Charette, which Maybe only people from Maine will understand
Rick
that.
Charette and the Bubblegum Band.
The Bubblegum Band. Look it up, kids. If you want something heavy,
look up Rick Charette and the Bubblegum Band.
Oh, definitely be writing that down, man. Checking that out this afternoon.
For sure.
He's the main icon.
That's awesome.
So,
let's give a little shout out to some peeps, man. We got Kevin's watching and that.
Yeah.
And our friend Lisa, all the way from South Africa, she's watching.
How's everybody doing?
Oh yeah, South Africa is watching us this morning. Right on.
Yeah.
Kevin's here and Joel is here.
Yeah.
Lydia, she's one of my childhood friends. I've known her since I was like 4 years old.
That's awesome.
How's the weed in South Africa?
I don't know, but it's great in Canada.
I hear it's good over there.
I mean,
yeah, we're probably smoking on Canadian strains though.
Oh yeah.
Most likely.
yeah.
We are one of the largest suppliers in the world of marijuana that comes out of Canada.
Yeah,
we
definitely.
just went fully legal here last year for recreational and everything. So
congratulations.
Yeah, so my basement's full.
Long overdue.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I didn't. Came in handy for the grow lights I just bought.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've been a smoker for a long time, but.
Like back in the day, they frowned on us growing in your house. You fucking ruined your house. And then now that it's legal, they don't want you growing in your backyard. They want you to grow it in your basement with the fucking lights and the fucking tables.
Right.
Well, I'd just like to take a moment to thank the American government for paying for my grow.
Well, yeah, but...
Yeah, well, I'll cheers you to that, baby. Go America.
Oh, we switched the Twisted Teas.
Oh, I heard those things pack a punch.
Not only 5%. It has more of a heartburn than a punch, though.
Oh, I don't know, man. I haven't had a drink in 13 years, so I hope those taste fucking fantastic.
They taste like an Arnold Palmer with a tiny bit of liquor.
Arnold Palmer. I love how you said that. That's hilarious.
That was fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, really, I know. The more and more these guys talk, the more and more I can feel the fucking Newfie lingering around my house. It's great. Especially with my kids, right? Because once they hear it, they get right back into it.
Yeah.
Like Newfoundland and Nova Scotia, we consider North Maine.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that. I very much appreciate that.
My cousin's house and be in Canada.
Yeah.
Well, I can't wait for the border to open, man. Come on down and fucking chill with you guys right there in your studio.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? Yeah.
I know.
It's a blast. We got a full stage, full everything.
Oh, sounds like fun. Sounds like a fantastic.
I
know. Like, we're not allowed. Fun is illegal here right now.
What is fun? Oh, fun is. Yeah.
Fun's illegal here right now.
Fun's illegal.
It is. They put fucking plastic bags over our basketball nets, dude. I'm telling you.
Wait. What about the 6-foot rule? What if there's just one kid out there playing by himself?
No, you're getting a fucking fine, dude. They closed our boat ramps.
On the park, although they're open.
I thought they reopened the park.
Okay, hang on. Angry Moms got the park opened in under 24 hours. And now, when cops are seeing kids at the park, they're threatening parents with fucking facts, which is CAS there.
What about your own property? Can you be outside on your own property?
Well, I don't know. We pay property taxes, so is it really ours?
That's a good fucking point.
Yeah.
Yeah, you never.
But enough of the fucking politics, because I don't want to talk about this shit anymore, man. This is all I talk about all goddamn day long. So tell me, I want to hear about your best mosh pit stories. Whether you were in the crowd or you were on the stage, tell me your best fucking mosh pit stories.
2010, we played. Was it 2010?
2010. Yeah,
2010.
October
2010, we had a festival called Oxfest because it was in Oxford, Maine, originally.
Okay.
There's a video of this on YouTube. You look up In the Kingdom of Nightmares, all-girl mosh pit. So we have a song, an old song. We don't play it a lot anymore, but it's called The Assassin, that whenever we played it, we would be like, I want all the ladies in the house, form pit, just the ladies, the guys stand on the outside, make a wall for them, do the thing, let them do their thing. And So there's 11,000 people at this show, biggest crowd we've ever played for.
At that time.
And we're like, so we do the normal thing, and I'm like, ladies, I want all the ladies in the house in the mosh pit. And all of a sudden, before I even get to finish what I'm saying, they just like converge on each other. Like, there's like 100 plus people. There's just a ring out, and they just start beating the ever-loving hell out of each other. And I'm just like, this is amazing. I love this. You know?
The sound quality is really bad, but the visuals are so worth it.
The one that Nicole.
That's so fantastic. That's so amazing. I know, as a woman that goes in the mosh pit, that is something that I would run directly towards, because I have spent time in the mosh pit with fucking 8-foot Sam Squanches, man. I'm telling you, like terrifying fucking dudes. I have. I've been in the pit with terrifying dudes, and I go in every time because I earn my right to be in the pit. But I'll tell you, it's a scary thing every time. And being able to run into a pit full of women that are there for the same reason you are would absolutely attract me, like it would every one of those women that was in there.
The thing
Fuck
is,
yeah.
And the guys
we're way more dangerous than you guys.
Another dude was trying to get into the mosh pit. The dudes that were watching over were like, I don't fucking think so, pal. And then just fucking help.
And that's our thing. We love our female fans. They're awesome, and they're so passionate. So it's like, this is your moment. This is your moment right now. Just kick some ass and do your thing and enjoy.
We got one more quick mosh pit story about a female.
Oh, you can tell us as many as you want, man.
This one's fucking dope. Our biggest crowd ever.
So we were playing. No, it wasn't our biggest crowd, but it was like 8,000 people. It was another festival we were doing, and our friend Kristen was there. And Kristen was modeled a bunch of our merch for us, and she's on a shirt. She's on one of our big stage banner. So she gets in the pit. First song gets nailed. Her bottom teeth go through her lip. She's bleeding. I mean, like, not just A2, like her teeth went through her bottom lip. She's bleeding all over the shirt of her and I that she modeled for, and there's blood all over the front of it, and she was mad because they wouldn't let her stay and go back in the pit, and she had to go to the hospital. Get stitches. There's a picture of it on our Facebook page if you dig through some of the photos. But
that was brutal.
Oh, man.
That's amazing. Yeah, that's fantastic. Yeah, and it just goes to show you what kind of dedication that women in metal have to our scene and how much we love our music, because like we get mad when we're bleeding and you try and take us away from the pit, let alone, you know what I mean? Because like I was just saying, there's some big scary dudes that are in the pit, but I run in every time. In 2019, I did 144 shows, and I would say probably 100 of them I was in the pit for.
Nice.
Holy shit.
Kudos to you.
Hey, let me ask you guys a question. Who's your favorite Canadian metal band?
Okay. Razor right now.
We have a few.
For me, it's Despised Icon, and it always will be.
Nice. See, I like right at this, I don't know, like I have a lot of favorite bands. Right at this very second, it's Razor and Johnny No Cash.
Well,
Johnny No Cash is one of my favorites, but Razor, I have a connection to, so I absolutely.
Our old guitar player's brother used to play in Despised Icon, so we got a little connection to him.
Nice. That's fantastic.
Awesome. Yeah. His name was Alan Glassman.
Nice. That's awesome.
Job for a Cowboy after that.
For a Cowboy.
I fucking love them.
Yeah. We got connections.
My mosh pit story actually involves Job for a Cowboy. I went to see Megadeth at Gigantour in a place called Mississauga here in Ontario in 2009. And it was Job for a Cowboy, High on Fire, In Flames, Megadeth. There was one more. I know there was one more. But anyway, High on Fire comes off. Job for a Cowboy comes on. We're probably 25, 30 rows back. The second they start playing, the entire fucking place rushes the stage, and we are in the third row. It was insanity, and there's fucking arms flailing and kids and shit all over the place. Now, the fun thing about that show was, because it was bands mixed like In Flames and Megadeth, we had there must have been 30 of them, little skater kids. So while Job for a Cowboy and In Flames and shit were on, all their moms dressed in leather and fucking giant hair and beer bottles, all carrying their kids' skateboards and backpacks. Well, Megadeth came on, and I came out of the pit, and there's all these little fucking 14-year-old kids holding their own shit, and their mothers are nowhere to be found.
I have no idea who that is.
It was kind of like me and Melody and Iron Maiden.
That's a weird genres on that show, though.
Yes.
It was a fucking fantastic show, man. It was one of
those are my favorite shows, though, you know? I love those shows where you get a good variety of, subgenres of metal on there, because it's a little something for everybody. That's what I always loved about the old Ozfest tours. You got to see hardcore metal, metalcore, death metal. Nice.
Got the shirt on today. I'm wearing my Code Orange one.
Nice. I'm a huge concert junkie, man. I love live music. So much so that I bought my kids every instrument I could find when I pulled them out of because I pulled my kids out of school when all this shit started and just decided to homeschool them. Pardon?
Yeah.
Definitely.
I would say as far as Canadian bands go, personally, man, I'm a huge Devin Townsend fan. I love Devin. Devin stuff is amazing.
Right.
Strapping Young Lad, especially.
He's got the best hair in the biz, too.
Guy's got such an amazing voice, and he's such an incredible musician.
Yeah. Forgotten Rebels are fucking amazing, too.
Yeah,
so if you guys haven't heard them, check them out. They're older, but they're amazing. Teenage Head's another fucking amazing band out of Canada. I could go all day long.
I got to give a shout out to my friend Christian Donaldson from Critopsy.
What's up, Christian?
What's up, Christian? Been a long time since we've seen that dude. We played some shows with his other band years ago, and he's just one of the nicest, coolest dudes ever.
Yeah.
So
fantastic. Yeah, there's some Canadian metal is really stomping on the scene.
He's amazing.
What were you gonna say, TJ?
Oh,
we keep cutting you off.
Go to the grid and record some stuff with Christian too, because he does some amazing bands up there.
Quality product.
Quality music, man. The Agonist just did some stuff with him again. And
yes.
He does so many great bands. And he's offered. Yeah, we played with the Agonist a long time ago.
Oh my God, you're naming all my favorites.
The girl from Arch Enemy was in it.
Yeah, Liza. Yeah.
Arch Enemy, yeah.
Keep going. Oh my God.
Yeah. We got to play after them, which was kind of weird.
And it was like 10 below zero outside and so cold, and I screwed a muscle up my back and had to do the whole set in a chair.
It was the mountains of New Hampshire about the end of September, and my hands were so fucking cold I could barely hold the drumsticks. We hit the stage about 12:30 a.m. outdoors, and I had to hold my hands to the fucking lights to be able to even hold the drumsticks. So we played like 3 songs, and we were like, we the fuck out.
Hey, man, you played those 3 songs, and that's dedication.
Yeah, we were the last. We were like the headliners of everybody.
Yeah,
crazy.
It was a weird show.
We're done. And then we went back to the hotel while these fucking motherfuckers slapping stuff in a tent.
Yeah, and it took me when he beat back to my tent because my back was completely gone.
Me and Chris's boss paid for our hotel room. He's like, here you go, boys. Like, yeah, man. I mean, we had to pay him back, unfortunately, but.
Worth it.
It was worth it. It was worth it.
Yeah, when you get to tell stories like that, shit like that's worth it, man.
I remember I was in Chicago and we were watching Body Count, and their bass player jumped and fell off the stage, broke his ankle or whatever, man. So nobody noticed other than the crowd. They kind of scurried him backstage, and they kept playing the show, and he'd come out in the fucking wheelchair and finish the show, thinking of like people falling down and having to, fucking breaking their leg and shit on stage. He come back out.
Won a fucking Grammy here.
They did.
Craziness. That's insanity. Yeah, mosh pit stories are always good, man. You once you get going on good mosh pit stories, like I went to see Incubus once, and I've been listening to them for years. I had no idea how heavy they were live versus the things that I've heard that they have recorded. And they're They're fucking heavy live, man.
I saw them on Ozfest. I saw them on the sun.
Me too.
Come out at Ozfest is when I saw them. Yeah.
Ozfest 2001 was the first time I had seen them, which was also the first time I had seen Slipknot.
Yeah.
And then just 2019, I gave my kids concert tickets for Christmas. I told them, or sorry, not Christmas, their birthdays. I told them they could have whatever shows they wanted, but they each had to pick a different show so that it could be a personal experience for just the two of us, right? So I took my 10-year-old to see Fear, Raven's Age, and Iron Maiden. Nice. And then I took my 6-year-old to see Behemoth, Gojira, Volbeat, and Slipknot.
Our old bands played with Behemoth.
And my 6-year-old, man, Behemoth came on, and fuck, I'd never seen anything like it. She was the whole time, and she's this like little petite, blonde hair, blue-eyed, 20 pounds soaking wet thing. And I held on to her when Slipknot came on. And even though we were on the lawn, we were still in dangerous territory because it's fucking Slipknot, right? So, and they were angry because Sean Cran's daughter had just passed away.
Yeah.
So they were really angry on tour, right?
Yep.
And my daughter and I, she was in my arms, and I got pulled into a mosh pit. And these two huge motherfuckers, I don't know where they came from. I hadn't seen them throughout the entire day ever. Never seen these guys in my life, and I go to a lot of shows at this particular venue. Came out of nowhere, picked me and my kid up, brought us right over to where the stairwell was, put a garbage can in front of me, put her on the garbage can, and guarded us like two pit bulls, man. They were
people
huge.
People care.
Well, and I said to them, I was like, dude, you guys didn't pay for your tickets for this. And they went, no, but you paid for her ticket.
People
and
care.
It just, that melted my heart, man. That's and it did. I've been to some fucking, and you're right, people care. I've been to some amazing, amazing shows. When I was at Heavy TO, we watched the crowd pick up a guy in a wheelchair and move him all the way to the front so that he could watch the show from the front. I don't know if they put him on stage or not.
But during Hatebreed set, they picked the guy up and held him up in the wheelchair for like 3 songs so he could be on top of the crowd. I was like, that's one thing I love about the heavy music community.
Yes.
Especially the metal community, is it doesn't matter where you're from. It doesn't matter who you are. It generally is like, you're a brother or sister, your family as soon as you come to that show, and
you're all there for the same reason.
Right, you take care of each other.
Yep. Yeah. And it's funny, we all become instant family too. We have this guy here, TJ knows him. His name is Walter. He is now. I bet your city has a Walter as well. Now, before I became really close friends with this guy, he's been a good friend of mine for the last few years. Before I became really close friends with this guy, I high-fived him at over 100 shows. Never knew his name, never talked to him, nothing. Just walked past him, high-fived him every fucking time I saw him. And that was our thing. And then I stopped one day and I was like, hey, my name's Amanda. And he's like, I'm Walter. And we've been fucking super close friends ever since, man. Just, Same with our scene here is run by women. There are men in our metal scene, but the majority of the scene in here is run by women, and very strong women at that. And
we have one of those. Can we give a quick shout out to Mama Cat Cave? She run a venue called The Cave. It's been closed for a while. She has been battling cancer for like 4 years, and she's kicking ass and she's getting through it. But Mama Kathy, as most of us that played shows, whether know or as, is one of the most caring, giving people but she takes no shit from anybody, and she will kick your ass just for being disrespectful and an asshole.
She gave most of us our start at her venue.
Right, my first show I ever fucking
played was in 2003 at her venue, and we still talk to each other on the.
And bands from all over the world play there. One of the last shows I went to there was 3 Inches of Blood, Goat Whore, Havoc. You know,
Unearth plays there.
Hatebreed, Matt. Half the metal bands on the planet have been to this little club in the middle of nowhere
that holds 100 people
because they love her. And she is so amazing.
Yeah, that was Willie's. When I ran Willie's, that's what it was.
Other bands like to go ghost hunting there.
Yeah,
we should go do that.
It melts my heart to know that there's people out there that put that kind of dedication into it. It's like, you know, and it doesn't matter if it's 100 people or 1,000 people. We give a shit about what happens in this scene. And when we you know, there was 3 of us that ran Willie John's here in Niagara Falls, myself, Christy Hales, and Jillian Underhill. And we ran a tight ship, and we packed that fucking place every week, and you could only fit 140 people in there. And it was like the same, you know, the same family every weekend. And then every once in a while, bands would come in from out of town, like way out of town. And they'd bring a whole new crowd, and we'd leave with a whole new family at 3 a.m., you know, and then we'd go down to the wonton shop, because I got to give a shout out to Country Fresh, man. They've been around for almost 40 years. They're cash only. They're, I believe they're a Chinese family that runs it. They're the nicest people in the world. Do anything for anybody. And they're amazing. Oh, they are, right? Their wontons are amazing, and they're open not right now, but they're open 24 hours a day. So we'd leave Willie's and we'd go down there and we'd get wontons at 3 a.m, and we'd kick out all the people that we got loaded. So we could sit in there and eat our food, because everybody that got drunk went over there, right? Because they had fucking best food ever. People would like stand up and eat so they could stay in there and hang out.
Good atmosphere.
Absolutely. They treat you like family when you walk in the door. You know, I'd walk in and they wouldn't even have to tell them what I wanted. And they'd know. She'd be like, go sit. And she'd bring me my food.
Tim Hortons doesn't give a fuck about you.
Fuck Tim Hortons. Even though I just had one this morning.
Most of ours closed down here in Maine. Wonder why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking hate
yeah, Tim Hortons, you know, it's just, my mom grew up down the street from him, actually.
From Tim?
Yeah, the actual Tim Horton. Like the hockey player.
Is he a nice guy?
From what my mom said, yeah, she only lived down the street from him for a couple of years. But she did grow up in the neighborhood that he lived in after she moved out of the neighborhood. So as far as I know.
So.
Say that again.
Pretty nice guy. That's pretty cool. I like hearing stuff like that. Like, this guy's obviously worth a lot of money. Be fucking humble, dude. Be fucking humble.
Well, he passed away in a Corvette accident, actually. Oh, wow. Right after the very first right before the very. I should brush up on my Canadian hockey history. Right before or after the very first one opened, and it was his family that ran it for a long, long time, and then unfortunately they were sucked in by corporation, and we all know how that fucking story goes.
Yeah. Well, they're still collecting their royalty check every month though, so they're
well, yeah, absolutely. You know, because I heard, I don't know if it's true. I heard they were bought out by Burger King first.
Sip on martinis, and smoking gold blunts. I could live that life.
Yeah, I can smoke some gold blunts, that's for sure. But
actually, I'd buy a couple bucks, pack up the bands, and fucking go. Pack up the kids, the wife,
I'll tell you
bands,
what, when Daisy and I do our road trip, you guys are our first stop across the border, man. You guys
Please
are
do. You got a place to stay, brother. You got a place to stay. We'll feed you. We'll lead you.
Fuck yeah, baby.
Fantastic.
We're kind of documenting it too. So. No, perfect, man. That'd be sick.
Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun.
We're pretty easy to get along around here. Don't start no shit, won't be no shit. You know what I mean? It's pretty
too
simple.
lazy, too old to start shit.
I'm too old too, brother.
Okay,
me and TJ are going to be fucking 43 years old this year.
Yeah.
So we get
him and I share a name, bud. My real name is Thomas James, so everybody calls me TJ. But then
you're part of the Brotherhood of TJs. Well, we'll show you the Maine Brotherhood of TJ handshake when you get here.
Yeah,
nice. There's a lot of us in the scene. So
yeah,
it's gonna be an honor. It's gonna be an honor.
I was gonna say something I completely forgot.
Me and Daisy, when we hit the road, man, you guys are our first planned stop then, because you're right there. It's gonna be sick.
Please do. We'll Ouija and feed you, brother. Have some beers, play some music. Give you a good time.
Yeah. Fuck, right on, man. Thank you so much.
Of fun.
So
90% of Maine are pretty good caring people, but there's always the fucking douchebags.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome
They're not
to
allowed
Ontario.
here. We don't allow the douchebags here. We have security and everything for our shows. Ex-Marines, they'll just toss you the fuck out. It's we do it legitly.
Excellent.
Right on. Get your legalities in a row. That's awesome. Okay, so I have a question. Now, love them or hate them, Kiss are probably one of the greatest fucking rock bands in the world. And I'm slowly learning this. I never used to be a Kiss fan. I'm slowly becoming one. I just got hired to write a book called Kiss Craze. And it's a tribute to tributes and artists and tattoo artists and fanatics and fans and anybody that has had any kind of major experience with Kiss. So in light of me writing this book, any of you guys have any major Kiss experiences?
No, I've never been into Kiss at all. They've just never been my thing.
I wasn't either.
I tried. I think they're great entertainers.
Yeah.
Well, my daughter can play fucking drums better than that guy. That's just my take on it. They're just boring to me. They're just boring to me.
Yeah.
But our bass player in Thy Enemy is a massive fan. So when you guys interview us later on with Thy Enemy, because I'm in both fucking bands, I'm that guy.
Okay.
He'll be able to help you out. He tattoos Kiss stuff. He owns a tattoo shop as well.
Yeah.
So he'll be able to help you out with that one.
Okay.
I've just never been a fan. Do I respect them? 100%.
Yeah. See, dude, I'm in the same boat. I'm in the same boat.
But would I go pay to see them play? I would not.
Well, yeah. See, and here's the thing. Like, I was not a massive Kiss fan when I started this. I'm not a massive Kiss fan. Am I slowly starting to enjoy them? Yes. But I was hired by Chris Ricci, who is in Screw, as well as Rock and Roll All Over, who is the Canadian, one of the Canadian version of Rock and Roll All Over. And he started writing this book a little while ago and put it on the shelf. And then he pulled it down and hired me because I've been writing Sofa City Sounds and do other things too. And I'm also not distracted by Kiss. Well, I'm starting to get distracted because that's the first time I've ever actually asked anybody that since I started writing this book last month. Which I imagine is why we're documenting how I'm starting to grow on this Kiss thing.
They're incredible entertainers.
They are, and I feel the same way. And I feel the same way about Rush too.
Gene Simmons' marketing skills are unfucking matched. They're
on point, man. On point. But the thing is like I feel the same way about a few other bands too. Like I feel the same way about Rush. Never was a huge fan, and I'm right from where Rush is from, And I was never huge into them. I just never could get into them. And then I saw them live, and I was like,
right?
I own a bunch of their stuff that's been given or gifted or I found or whatever, but do I buy their stuff? No. Would I buy a ticket after I got to see them at SARS Stock? I would pay to see them. I would have paid to see them again.
Remember, there was only 3 of them playing the music. Only 3. They're getting sounds of like fucking 8 people, 9, 10 people with 3 people.
Absolutely.
Amazing.
Do I not to say that I don't respect them. No, same thing. Oh, absolutely. And not to say that I don't respect them. It's the same with, I'm going to say this out loud, and I'm probably going to get hated for this. And before I even say them out loud, I have a shit ton of respect for talent. And it's not a matter of whether I do or don't believe that these people are talented, because I can't play a guitar to save my life or anybody else's, or any other instrument for that matter. But I was never a huge fan of Van Halen, ever. And everybody's like, they're the greatest thing in the world. And I'm like, and I love their music, or not their music, their talent. You know what I mean? I absolutely love their talent. But do I buy their stuff? No. Do I leave them on when they're on the radio? Meh. But I see where you're going with that. I absolutely respect them, but they're not my type of thing. Right. Not to say that I didn't listen to that type of music.
I fully get that, though, because my favorite band is the Misfits, and they are so divisive. Like, you either love them or hate them. There's no, there's
That's
usually
right.
no
Yeah,
in
there's
between.
no in between.
Hey, what's you guys' favorite bands right now in metal?
Pardon?
What's you guys' favorite bands in metal?
Just in general, from anywhere.
Well,
I'm an Unearth fan.
I'm married to Motorhead.
Cauterize.
I married Motorhead a couple of years ago. Yeah. Motorhead's probably on my list. Megadeth is on my list. I like I used to love Iron Maiden. Now I just really, really like Iron Maiden.
I love Iron Maiden. I'm a huge Maiden fan. So.
Well, like I said, that was my 10-year-old's first show, man. She wanted to go to a show, and I went, all right, where do you want to go? And she went, Iron Maiden. And I went, okay. And we did.
Really newer metal, like fucking Ocean's 8 Alaska. Those guys
I love that. I love Ocean's 8 Alaska. Now, I have to say,
Chris Turner is out. Unfucking believable, dude.
Oh yeah, almost. He's
right now.
I would almost put him on the untouchable list as far as drummers go. Yeah,
I wrote him. I wrote him too. I'm like, bro, I just want to let you know I'm 43 years old and you're a fucking inspiration guy.
Oh yeah, absolutely, dude. Like Cale Costello. I don't know if you've ever heard of him. He's out of here in Niagara Falls. He's the drummer for Duskwalker. He's done stuff with Lutharo and Haymaker, and he's done Total Duo, The Ripping Friends, Mother Lode. This guy is fucking. He's probably one of the best drummers in the world.
Session drummer.
Razor, like I said, Razor's one of my favorite bands right now. Their drummer Ryder Johnson is fucking amazing. He's great. He's also the drummer of Rippard. He was with Warlord Messiah for a little while and stuff. Like they're pretty good too. Razor's actually coming out with a new album. So like they're an older band, but they're still fucking stomping the airways with music. Oh, they're amazing. They're amazing, man. They're unstoppable right now.
They're like Onslaught. You guys know what Onslaught is?
Yes.
Yes, man.
Yes.
Great band.
Our other band, Thy Enemy, me and Bronce's band, we're signed to the same label as them.
Oh, nice. No, right on.
I should probably say that for that interview, though.
Yeah, I was going to say we'll be talking about that later this afternoon around 4 p.m., give or take, right?
Yeah. So on that note, where can we find all your shit, man? Like, where are you guys located on the interwebs?
Ben, In the Kingdom of Nightmares at bandcamp.com is the main one. As you can tell, the boys are getting antsy to jam. So
I
know, In the Kingdom of Nightmares at bandcamp.com. Spotify is the big one, unfortunately. You know, that's everybody does the Spotify thing. Google Music, basically anywhere you find music, type in the Kingdom of Nightmares, and we're probably there.
Sick.
Nice.
YouTube, you know, everywhere. All the major ones and all the ones that you've never heard of, you know, we're there.
Yep. Right on. All right. Well, since you guys are getting ready to check out, is there anything else you want to tell the world before we get rid of them and keep you for 2 more minutes?
You know, just thank you everybody for supporting metal, supporting your show, everybody that does awesome stuff to get the word out there about bands.
That's why we're here.
You know, support your bands, buy a t-shirt, buy a CD. I know it's hard for everybody right now, but you know, just support. Listen to your favorite band 100 times a day on Spotify. Do whatever you can just to help everybody get through, because we're gonna get through it, and we plan on coming back and like bashing everybody's heads in with this new stuff, and we hope everybody else that's in bands plans to do the same thing, because it's been a year and a half. We're ready to kick your ass on stage.
And we just got a bunch of
we're super excited.
Bunch of brand new merch. Let me give you guys a quick shot of the new merch we just got in.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, we really appreciate everything everybody is doing right now to keep the music alive.
Well, you guys are the ones keeping it alive. As long as you keep making it. Oh, that's awesome.
Step back a little bit. There we go.
There you are.
So
that's awesome.
Amazing.
We got some new dope shirts in. They're $15 a piece.
What?
That's it.
Okay.
That's it.
That's it. United States shipping,
still only
unfortunately.
$20.
So we can only ship into the U.S. right now. But when you come down to come see us and hang out, we'll make sure you're taken care of.
Hey, Davey and
I'll buy your shirt. You come down and see us, I'll buy your shirt, brother.
Daisy and I are on our way, and I'll bring you some of our merch, man. We'll do a little trade-off in the parking lot.
100%,
like
dude.
Old school.
Stop it on the way home from Nathanland.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, after I drop off the kids, I'll stop
everything.
Absolutely.
Self-promotion is everything.
Oh, you have to.
Man.
I'm not ashamed of it. I'll promote it on a fucking country fucking site. I don't give a shit.
Gary will run down the road in an Itcon thong, you know, to promote the band.
I don't give a fuck. Get it. Buy some merch. Help us out.
Definitely. Definitely.
Hey, anytime, man. You guys are always welcome on the show, man. So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you guys very much.
Anytime you want to
Yeah.
do anything, set it up, man. We're down.
Yep.
All right. Well, on
Awesome.
that note, we're going to kick everybody out. I want you for 2 more minutes after we kick everybody
No
out,
problem.
and then we will talk to you again later on this afternoon.
Absolutely. You'll see my ugly face again.
Perfect.
Awesome. Right
It's been an
on.
honor,
Well,
man.
thanks, guys.
Thank
Okay.
you guys
Really
very much, man.
appreciate it.
Appreciate everything you guys are doing, and try to
thank you.
keep your heads up in Canada, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely,
Down
man.
here.
Thank you. Thank you for the support. We fucking need it. That's for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we got you, man. We got you guys.
Yeah, right on, man.
Excellent.
Thank you.
so much. It was an
All
honor
right.
today. I
Thank
can't
you.
wait to
We're outta
talk to
here.
you guys again this
Thank you.
afternoon.